Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're still talking visions. Let's talk about Tatooine Rhapsody, the Star Wars anime pop punk rock opera. So, little known fact about me, I am a musician. I play drums. I've been in several different bands, and my first band was a ska band. I played punk and emo and funk and jazz and all kinds of stuff. So this one really spoke to me. Oh man, this is actually my number 3. It's just behind Village Bride, just above Lop and Ocho, and whew, I thought this was a fantastic ride. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, first thing first, this started with Order 66, and I didn't think that the Jedi would really be involved at all, but we see this young Padawan like running for his life. He eventually gets saved by a Hutt, Geezer the Hutt, and I think that's a pretty cool detail because I think he's modeled after Geezer Butler. He was the basis for Black Sabbath, and I don't know, I just think that's a really cool homage. I would love to find out who actually like created the music and things behind this to see what their influences really were. I think that'd be really cool. The animation style in this one is great. It's adorable. We have like the chibi type characters. Chibi Boba Fett is amazing. Also, they made Bib Fortuna look like at least palatable. Like every time you see him on screen in live action, he's horrible. He used to scare the crap out of me when I was younger. And this one, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. But as you're watching it, they really do know how to kick up the animation a notch. When we get into the chase scene, oh man, it looks so good and just, I don't know, kind of raw, and like Boba Fett is a badass. Tamara Morrison comes back to replay the role. Seeing an adorable Boba Fett with Tamara's voice that's just gravelly and badass is awesome. It's hilarious, and it's awesome. Geezer the Hutt is played by Bobby Moynihan, as well as you have Jay, the lead, who's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, I will say that acting wise, I preferred this in English, but musically, the Japanese is where it's at. It slaps for sure. The big thing that struck me about this episode, though, is there's a brief moment where you think that this former Padawan is going to pick up the lightsaber again to go save his friend. But instead, he does not turn to violence or go back to his old ways. And we see that kind of like that thought process. Like the thought was there, but that's not who he is anymore. He's moved past that, beyond that. I think that's really interesting to happen in a Star Wars story. Of course, we see him in the final scene. We get the full song, and like I said, it slaps. Even Jabba's tapping his tail. This is a lot better than Jizz, which, believe it or not, is actually, yeah, the music is called Jizz. I didn't make that up. But overall, the thing that struck me the most about this episode was the love. There's a lot of heart in it. And for anyone who's ever been in a band for a long period of time, you know that those people end up being your family. Like you'll fight with them, you'll argue with them, you go on wild adventures. If you've never had a car break down on the way to a gig, like you're forged through fires together. And Jay even more so was forged through the fires of Order 66, and this was his first attachment outside of the Order. It was just a really nice message of the camaraderie and found family. And Star Wars is all about found family. I loved it. This one just hit for me. Not for everyone, but as someone who loves Star Wars, anime, and pop punk, the whole genre, this was like, I'm in the middle of this big Venn diagram, and this was made just for me. Again, this was my number 3, and this is the one I need more of. Can't you just picture like watching them go from gig to gig, and like maybe they go to a gig on a place run by another gang, and Jabba needs them to drop off stuff and do some sort of job there. Maybe someone tries to smuggle something aboard their ship. Maybe in order to get Jay's guitar fixed, they have to have a shady deal where there's so many possibilities of this that this is one of the ones that I most want to turn into a series, because the hijinks are endless, what they could run into and who they could run into. Can you imagine them like having to run up against like Crimson Dawn? Can you imagine, seeing like Darth Maul taking over the Shadow Collective? They could have run-ins with the Mandalorians. There's so many things that we could do, and they would tie the Star Wars universe together through the power of music. I'm in. Let me know what you guys think of that episode and my pitch. And of course, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. I really appreciate it. And may the Force be with you.